This is what we in the industry call a snippety snip. 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 Snippety. Snip.
Hello everybody, my name is StellaaCow. Welcome to the video. For this video, I'm showing you the process it took to make my Link cosplay. I'm no master seamstress, so I'm not going to have all the technical terms or anything, and honestly, you probably shouldn't use this as a guide. But this is a look into everything I did for my cosplay.
Brilliant.
So, where did I begin? Link wears a green tunic, so there's a lot of resources you can find online for a pattern for a tunic in the same kind of style. Since I was doing a modified version of Link, a more feminine Link, I just decided to make the green tunic into a longer dress, so I wouldn't have to buy the fabric to make the pants. After getting the dimensions of the pattern I would need online, I ended up using shipping paper to actually make the physical pattern. That's what you see me cutting in this video right now. This is the beginnings of the pattern itself. In this next clip, you'll see all of the pieces cut out. Hello, kitty cat. Everyone say hi to Ruby. So these are the patterns that I cut out. As you can see, they're kind of like isosceles triangles. You may be like, how did these triangles make a whole tunic? There are actually more pieces to this pattern. I just don't have them on video right now. The pattern also needed to be modified for the final cut. The tunic was super baggy, and I wanted to be able to have the tunic have a bit more form to it, even if I didn't have some kind of belt or anything on. So that's why I had to modify the pattern.
Dude, I look like Baljeet from Phineas and Ferb when he was dressed up from Halloween. And he's like, what's the scariest thing of all? An F on a test! Ah! That's me.
So this brown bag thing I'm wearing on my body, that is the torso area of the tunic. So if you use the other pieces in addition with the torso piece, that's what ends up making the tunic. So to start off with, I used a scrap fabric I wasn't really going to need. In this case, it was a tablecloth with Christmas designs on it. I cut out the patterns using that fabric, and then I followed the directions as to what needs to be sewn where, all of that fun stuff. Normally, I sew by hand, but I was lucky enough to get to use a sewing machine this time, and honestly, it's so good. As you can see, some of the fabric didn't actually lay on top of each other very, very well with the pattern. So I kind of had to stretch the fabric in weird ways to make it sew in one neat line. Here we can see the scrap fabric final product. I don't know if you can see too terribly well, but it's very, very baggy. In addition, it doesn't have the neckline I was wanting. The hat was pretty floppy, which I was okay with, but I think I wanted the band to be a little bit smaller on the hat. I was posing with a lot of different props because I wanted to see how the fabric worked with how I would normally pose as Link. I decided after seeing the scrap fabric's final design that I would want to modify the pattern to be a bit more form-fitting, just because I don't want to have to wear a belt for it to look correctly, you know? The length on it was pretty decent, like a lot of other articles of clothing I've made, so I was pretty happy with the length. Here we have the pattern work cut out in the actual fabric we would be using. I picked green fabric that was super cheap from the store. In addition, I used the clips you see on the fabric in order to know where I need to sew. This was a picture of the tunic mid-sewing, but I still had to add extra details. For instance, you can see on the sleeves of my finished product that I have something that looks like chainmail, it's also at the bottom. That is a specialty fabric that I found. I double layered the fabric and sewed it onto the sleeves. This was the inspiration for the cosplay, and this is how it turned out. I was very, very happy with the execution of this cosplay. The seams feel sturdy, and even without the corseted belt, it's form-fitting, so it keeps the overall look of the outfit. Oh, I realized the hat wasn't a part of the pattern. Basically, what I did for the hat is I just cut out 2 giant U's. Then I sewed together the giant U's. You want to make sure it's far longer than it is wide for the hat. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I had so much fun making this cosplay. I hope you had an amazing day, and thank you so much for watching.